Okay, so out of all the great stories I could have told you for my semester, the one that means the most to me is the story of an average day in my remote life here in Boston. We begin, of course, in the morning, 8:30 a.m., to the gentle yet aggravating hum of my alarm. Slapping the snooze button, I'd open my eyes to sunlight streaming in through the blinds. I'd roll over, plant 2 feet on the ground, and start the day with a stretch that usually looked a little bit like this. Good morning, world. Today is a new day. I'd get dressed to feel my best and make a steaming cup of coffee with oat milk. Jumping on my computer, I'd line up my to-do list for the day on a bright pink post-it note, and then I'd spend my morning hours doing research, sending emails, attending meetings, and so on. Around 1, just when I couldn't take sitting at my desk any longer, I'd turn on some music and spend 5 minutes dancing around my room. After this refreshing, somewhat manic dance session, I'd make lunch, sit back down at my desk, and continue working. When 5 o'clock rolled around and the workday was over, I spent my time doing things that made me smile, typically reading, painting, baking, or again, dancing around my room like a fool. I'd journal for a moment before bed and allow the day to slip away from me, always falling asleep by 12:30. And before I knew it, it was 8:30 a.m., and I was waking up, stretching, and saying, "Good morning, world, today's a new day." Now, I know what you're thinking. Why is this girl who has 3 minutes to tell a grand story wasted half her time talking about what could possibly be the most boring day ever? Well, to answer your worries, it's because this mundane routine was my constant reality, and it was surprisingly wonderful. See, this semester gifted me with the space and time to simply be alone. For the entirety of my life, I have surrounded myself with people. My identity was always dependent on my outputs, the grades I got, the things I did, the people I was friends with, who my family was. And because of this mentality, I never thought that I was enough. Being in this program, however, stripped away my access to that external identity. I was separated from the people I had always relied on. I was utterly alone, and at first, I didn't think I'd make it through the seemingly endless semester. And then I took a new approach. I stopped counting down the days, and I stopped looking for my value in others. Instead, I got up each morning and greeted the world with a sense of reality and renewal. I focused on how I was feeling and met myself right where I was in that moment. With dedicated effort, I was learning to be on my own and how to actually enjoy my time. And so I created value within myself that wasn't attached to anyone or anything else. And in the end, I found that I make pretty good company. And so when I tell you about my silly little routine, I know there's not a lot going on the outside. But behind the scenes, there's a ton of love and care going into every little act. Because I chose to sit in this solitude and embrace it, I found a future within myself, someone who I could work for and dream about until tomorrow's new day. And so, if you have the chance to be alone, I encourage you to take it. It doesn't have to be a semester-long journey, it could be a single afternoon. But whatever time you do have, lean into your independence and get to know who you are. It just might change who you see and how you interact with the world. Thank you.